Hello guys, what is going on and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be starting like a kind of project I want to do. I'm doing the 52 book challenge, which is basically read the book every week for a year, but I'm starting a month late because this book that I'm going to be doing a review of kind of took a while for me to finish, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. But basically the idea of this project is that every week I read a book, and at the end of the video, I will tell you which book I'm going to be reading for the next week. So then you can read along with me, and then we can discuss in the comments and stuff like that about what you thought about the book. So I thought it was a good idea, so I'm going to be doing it. Also, one more disclaimer: it might sound a bit weird. I've got like a kind of list at the moment because I've just had the back part of my brace put in. So my tongue is going to be making me have like a list for a bit. But other than that, let's get into the video. So the book I'm going to be reviewing today is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. If this can actually zoom in here, in focus, it says winner of the Nobel Prize of Literature for literature. Sorry. So I'm not really going to be critiquing someone who's won a Nobel Prize in literature, like their style. It's mainly going to be like how it didn't work for me. The story by let's start with the story, I guess. So let's read the blurb. That'll probably be the best way to get started. Plane crashes on a desert island, and the only survivors, a group of schoolboys, assemble on the beach and wait to be rescued. By the way, these schoolboys have never met before. Only like one group specifically know each other. The rest are strangers. By day, they inhabit a land of bright, fantastical birds and dark blue seas, but at night their dreams are haunted by the image of terrifying beasts. So this is kind of like the threat of the whole entire thing that kind of sort of like propels the plot quite a lot. As the boys' delicate sense of order fades, so their childish dreams are transformed into something more primitive, and their behavior starts to take on a murderous, savage significance. So, from what you can tell there, it's basically a social commentary on society, and if order is sort of like faded away, like the fact of like if you do something there'll be a consequence, especially for children, because the ages from these are around like 12 to 6, then you'll see like a more primitive side to people. So that's basically general gist. So if you're into social commentary and that sort of like side of things, like if you love sci-fi, then you'll probably love this type of book because sci-fi usually is like what if, where like if something happens, how will that affect like humanity and society and stuff like that. So if you like that type of thing, then you'll probably like this book. But what I'm going to talk about now is specific reasons why I find it like a hard read. So the first main thing I would like to actually link a video to a channel called, you probably know if you watch these types of videos, a Book Utopia. Basically, she did a top 5 infuriating books, I'm pretty sure, and one of them was the reason why it infuriated her was because the style in which it was written. Basically, it had. In fact, I'll just leave you the video to watch. I won't spoil it for you. But that really got me thinking about why I couldn't pinpoint why I found this like a hard read, but then it made sense. A lot of the metaphors, because this is an old book, relatively old book. A lot of the metaphors were lost on me. Like it was a lot of references to stuff that like I didn't know about, and the wording of the metaphors as well. Like just didn't really work. And because these metaphors were used as descriptions, that means a lot of the descriptions were lost on me, which took me completely out of the book. I mean, I was on Reddit the other day, and there was a thread like the biggest turnoffs for books. So I will try and leave a link for that. I probably won't be able to find it, so sorry about that. Okay, it was like a week old. It's like a week old now. But yeah, one of the people said one of the biggest turnoffs is a lot of metaphors. That's not really a thing for me, but this book had a lot of metaphors, and only a few really resonated with me and I actually understood, which could be on me. I mean, it is completely on me. Like I said, Nobel Prize in Literature. But if you are not really used to reading old books, like I think this is the oldest book I've read, then you will probably find it difficult to understand what the author is trying to convey in certain situations. The main characters are really well done, I think. There's Jack and there's Ralph, the two opposing sides in this conflict, like with every story, there's conflict. And then there's Piggy, who we never actually find out the real name of, or at least I don't think we do, unless I skipped over that part at the beginning because it would only be told at the beginning. But basically, them are the three main characters, and there's a few sub characters that are kind of important as well, such as like Sam and Eric, who are twins. They're like a quite a big part in the end as well. And overall, they're done really well. I mean, uh, Jack is the kind of like bulldozing power that gets rid of all the order and sort of like starts a dictatorship, while Ralph is trying to like keep sort of like a democracy about the place. Like he's the leader, but they have like a specific thing that allows other people to talk, and he'll take them on, but like take them suggestions on and stuff like that. But so yeah, that's like the kind of like conflict is that Ralph democracy, Jack dictatorship, and Jack wants to be more like savage like, while Ralph wants to maintain order, try and keep society, trying to do things like adults would, or as I say, grown ups. And that is like the main conflict. I think that's a really good conflict, and Piggy's the one in the middle, trying to find the best of both worlds, while also mainly siding with Ralph because he's been bullied all his life and he don't want to be bullied anymore. And Jack is a type of person that would bully people. So I'm going to try and remain vague, especially with this first episode. But in the next episode, I'm going to be probably doing a spoiler, like a spoiler free and a spoiler section. But I'm just going to try and keep it vague with this one because I assume a lot of people probably haven't read Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies. But the ending I thought was incredibly weak because the way it worked is that there was slow building. It was stayed incredibly slow, and then it got incredibly fast paced near the end, and then it sounds weird. This book, by the way, is only 249 pages. Um, but at the end, it was like resolved within like 1 page, 1 or 2 pages, and it 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 makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't because the way it resolves is like kind of it did the opposite to what the conflict suggested. So I don't really understand why that happened, and I don't know why that was a decision. It seemed very lazy to me, and I know again I am like critiquing someone that's like obviously amazing at what they do, but I feel like I don't know, there could have just been like something extra, maybe a last bit of conflict, or maybe something like a twist that would have been really cool to see, but that didn't happen. And I thought I'm like because this is an old book, so there is like there's notes in the back of it, and there's also like stuff that the author decided to. And so when I finished, it was like 20 extra pages. I'm like, wait, what? This isn't part of the story. I thought it ended where I thought there should be more story, or at least the ending should be bulked up a bit. Maybe not adding filler or anything like that, but or like internal monologue that was like bulked up the pages, but like just something extra. If you haven't read the book, you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep it vague, so when you do read the book, you hopefully understand where I'm coming from. So I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I will get to the book that I'm going to be reading next week, and I will show you what it is. Here it is. It is The Five People You Meet in Heaven. I bought this at the same time I bought Lord of the Flies. I bought in a Waterstones in Huddersfield when I was going to see about their uni. So The Five People You Meet in Heaven. I was with my brother, and he said this is the saddest book he's ever read. So that's going to be fun, I guess. If I actually just check on the page as it is right now. It looks to be, the font's incredibly weird. It looks to be shorter than Lord of the Flies, only 226 pages, so if you want to pick it up, it'll only take you about a few hours to read. And then we can talk about it next week. So thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next one. Goodbye.